Hi, this is Sandy Eagon. Thanks for joining me today. We're talking about when homeowners are going to make something, build something, rearrange, remodel, and do they really need a permit to do it? Let's talk about that. In the meantime, if you are looking to buy a house, please click the box that says to search all area homes. And if you're thinking of selling, please click the box asking for your market analysis. Glad to help. Now back to the topic of permits. Okay, to permit or not to permit, that is the question. Oftentimes we have homeowners who are very handy. They've been in the construction trades or they've watched somebody. They really understand what they need to do and they're like, why would I need a permit for that? Why do I need a permit to build a shed? Why do I need a permit to replace my roof? Why do I need a permit to throw in an extra light in my family room? Because this is just what I want. It's my house and I should get to do what I want. Okay, that's a great question. So I have an object lesson today. One of my clients is looking to buy a home here in Washington State, and he is selling a home in Alaska. Alaska, the great frontier, where I get to do anything I want to with my home, right? No. When he went to sell, the city found out, I don't know how, I'm not directly involved in that transaction, but the city found out that his garage was built 3 feet into that buffer in between him and the next property line. So my client had encroached not even onto that property, but if there's a 5-foot buffer that you're supposed to not have anything into, he was 3 feet into it, which brought him 2 feet too close to the neighbor's property. Still on his own property. Not a problem, right? Well, it's a problem because he actually had to go in front of the zoning board to ask for a variance to be able to sell his property so that that garage could stay 2 feet from the border. Guess what? They said no. And this was after we were already in contract here. They are looking to buy their house. They would like to close next week. And in order to do that, they were supposed to have closed on their house previously. Actually today, they were supposed to close on their house today up in Alaska, but now he has to take 3 feet off of his garage from the corner, 3 feet of that corner. It's got a stairs going up to an upper level, so he's got to take that section of the upper level, the roof, all of that. I'm not a contractor, I don't want to be, but guess what? He was very handy. He knows how to build a great garage. There's no question about the garage, the shop, being not structurally sound. It's just too close. So because he didn't go get permits when he was building this himself and somebody didn't come out to check them off, and what does a permit cost? A couple $100, maybe more? Even if it's $1,000, guess what he's going to have to do now? It's over $18,000 for a contractor to come in and to remove 3 feet off of the corner of his shop, including the stairs and the second story and the roof and all of that. And now he's got a buyer who's debating whether or not this property is actually for them. And because that buyer is debating, that means that our transaction down here that is contingent on that transaction up there selling, it's kind of a hot mess. Guess what? It's going to work out. I don't know what it's going to look like yet, but it does bring to mind to permit or not to permit. I'll bet you right now, and he gave me permission to show this video, he's wishing he had gotten the permit. So when you're sitting down and you're taking a look at the project that is coming up in your life, ask yourself down the road, what possible consequences could there be for me not following through? And then just times it by about 20. And then as long as you decide that it's worth the risk, take it. In the meantime, if you have any real estate questions and you're wondering whether you should be taking that risk and you're looking for some opinion, I'd be glad to talk with you and let you know some of the horror stories, some of the not so horror stories, and help you evaluate that decision. Thanks so much for listening. Make sure you let me know if there's anything I can do to help. If you're looking to buy or sell, our expert team is ready to be right by your side. Have an awesome day. Hey, last minute news flash on my guy with the permits. As it turned out, the more I talked with him, he actually had gotten a permit for his garage. The problem was he changed the project without checking to see if it fit the permit. So his house was not flush, was not square with his property line, and he wanted to change the garage so that it could be flush with the angle of his house, which makes sense. It goes aesthetically with his house. Unfortunately, when he made it, because it was like, it would have been, I don't know, like this with the property line, and he made it like this to go with his house, this back corner pushed into the setback. He never had the permit cleared, and so this all had to be taken care of during the middle of his real estate transaction. Well, his buyer left. He's looking for a new buyer. He lost the house down here. We're still in there with him. We'll get it done, but it's a lot of pain, a lot of heartache. Get the permit, follow the permit, and it's going to be just so much cheaper and easier in the long run. Thanks again. Have an awesome day, and check back with me about your real estate news.